Rome wasn't built in a day, so let's try Edmunds Live, really live, again. This is Edmunds Live, and I'm joined by Aaron Riches, Ed Helwig, Jay Kavanaugh, and Mike Monticello. And our big story this week is in fact our big story next week, the Los Angeles International Auto Show. Lots of cars going to be introduced, and I thought we might talk about some of the cars we're expecting to see. And the big one, I guess, I don't know if anyone's going to care about it, is the Subaru WRX, I think, before. What this week?
Well, we know a little bit about what it looks like from the teaser shot, which so far looks pretty good. A little more aggressive than some of the prototypes we've seen. As far as the rest of it, that's a little bit of a guess right now. We know it's probably going to have a similar engine layout, maybe a newer version from the Forester. So
probably a big block V8, I'm thinking.
That maybe later.
And a little shorter wheelbase and a little bit lighter, right?
Yeah, we're hoping lighter,
That's true.
shorter wheelbase. So, it's hopefully much better than the last WRX. That seems that was kind of a letdown to a lot of people, but it's so far so good. We'll see how it turns out when it actually shows up, and we can see all the nuts and bolts.
Safe bet it'll be similar to the Turbo Boxer 4 that we see in the Forester?
Yeah, I'd expect it to have the FB series that replaces the EJ. So FB series is direct injected. So it'll be more efficient, probably more powerful, or maybe the same power and a lot more efficient. In any case, more efficient.
It's probably going to be unattractive too in person, but that's kind of what everyone expects.
Is it unattractive?
Unattractive.
I mean, it really doesn't matter for this car. This car is perennially unattractive. It's all about how it drives.
Just paint it blue and you're good.
Right.
Yeah.
Another big introduction is going to be the Porsche Macan, because Porsche always seems to have a big presence in Los Angeles simply because they have their own separate room at the LA Auto Show. And maybe let's talk about the importance that we don't know a lot about the Macan besides the fact it's going to be a small crossover, but talk about the importance potentially of it.
Oh, it's huge. Like, this is the segment that everyone wants to be in, every luxury automaker, every non-luxury automaker, because people love the idea of a really spacious, useful vehicle that can carry a dog and be luxurious and be a Porsche at the same time. And I think they'll sell so many, they'll be able to make tons of different, like, Boxster and weird 911 models.
Let's hope so, right?
Yeah.
Because it'll hopefully, for Porsche, do what the Cayenne did yet again and potentially sell more.
Yeah.
Because the Cayenne really allowed us to drive great new 911s and Cayennes.
Yeah,
I think
and it just brings in at a lower price point, which of course, just ratchets up the volume. I mean, you could do twice as many as the Cayenne if they can build that many. So,
And unlike the Cayenne, which is pretty big and heavy, this thing supposedly is going to drive like a real sports car. I mean, that's what Porsche's saying. We'll see if that's really true.
This gives them the chance to make an SUV that's a lot closer to a sports car, in theory, than the Cayenne, which is just too big and heavy to really feel that nimble.
Yeah. Now another car that we are expecting to see, and we've already seen images of it in that segment, is the Lincoln MKC. C for crossover. That's not at all confusing at all with the Z and the T and the but we've seen the photos, and from a performance perspective, it looks like it's gonna have the goods. The base engine's the Escape's most powerful engine, 240 horsepower, 270 pound-feet of torque, and it's gonna have a higher output 2.3 liter turbo, 270, 300. That's pretty much the same as the Audi Q5. Their 3.0 T goes to 0 to 60 in 5.8 seconds. So if it's similar, that thing's going to move.
Yeah, and it turned out, production-wise, pretty close to the concept, which is kind of what we expected. But sometimes they take out the stuff you really liked, but I think in this case they left it pretty well intact. And if it drives as well as it looks, it should do well.
Now let's go. I know we've had a lot of response about the MKC on our social media platform, so why don't we bring in Claire? What are people saying about the MKC on Facebook?
So yeah, when we posted it on our Facebook and other social accounts, and we asked if the competition should be worried, here are a few of the responses we got about the MKC. Justin Emerson posted on Facebook, "The luxury German automakers have no reason to take note of a gussied up Escape." Also, Ray Conlin said on Google+, "No, once again Lincoln is late to the party with an unimpressive vehicle. Lincoln needs to set the pace, not follow." What do you guys think?
Harsh words.
Yeah,
Really
it seems
harsh.
pretty harsh.
I think other than the grill and
Yeah.
we were talking yesterday, like as long as you're okay with the grill, the rest of the truck or car, whatever it is, looks pretty good.
It seems a lot
And,
less. Sorry.
and with that engine, that 2.3 with the 270, 275 horsepower, I mean, that's a great engine.
They've also cleaned up the interior some. There are actually some real like knobs and dials. It's not all My Lincoln Touch this time.
I think the response people are having is sort of indicative of the uphill battle that Ford and Lincoln has, because no matter how good their cars could be, and they need to be a lot better than they have been, the perception of it.
Yeah, and you know, saying they're late to the party doesn't really mean much, because if you look at that whole segment, everyone's kind of trickled in at various times. So I don't think anyone got any big advantage by being there first.
And Porsche's going to get there around the same time.
Yeah, Porsche,
Opposite
and
ends.
Q5, and all. You know, there's been a lot of latecomers.
Okay, let's move on to some of the other cars. We're going to see the Jaguar FType Coupe. Not really much of a surprise there. It's going to be like the convertible, and it's going to look exactly like the concept. No.
Yeah, but I mean, that's a pretty good looking car. It's nothing to sneeze at, and you know, it'll just be maybe a little bit better in performance-wise, a little bit stiffer, all those things that come along with being a coupe. And you know, sometimes that coupe roofline just looks that much better.
Yeah.
Although, I mean, with the top up on an F-Type now, they did a pretty good job of keeping the silhouette nice, but you know, they might have gave it a little extra.
Won't be surprising, but it'll be hugely desirable. Okay, well, let's go on to the next topic. And the LA Auto Show isn't the only auto show going on next week, and surely a great scheduling effort on someone's part. The Tokyo Auto Show is next week, and we're not going, but we're shipping off Mike just
Yes.
to get him out of our hair.
Yeah.
Now, you haven't been to Tokyo
No.
or the auto show before, but you folks have. So what can Mike expect at the Tokyo Auto Show?
Lots of crazy little box-shaped Japanese cars that you'll never see anywhere else.
With crazy names that I don't understand.
But they're a lot of fun, though, those
Yeah.
names.
Yeah.
Like the Bongo Friendy, right?
Yeah.
Come on, work with me.
We
But
drove
you're
them.
right, there's a lot of domestic Japanese small vehicles there. It may not have any relation to anything in the States, but they're cool to see.
It'll be cool to see him.
Yeah.
Totally looking forward to it.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, I don't like seafood, and I don't speak any Japanese, so I'm going to fit right in there.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Ideal.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to our lightning round. And a simple question this week. What car are you most looking forward to seeing next week? Aaron?
It's a tie between the WRX and the Mini Cooper.
Ah, yeah, Mini Cooper.
I actually looking forward to seeing the Macan up close and seeing, did they make it much different than the Cayenne, or is it just sort of a shrunk down version? And, you know, see what they did differently this time around.
Jay?
I'm going to throw you a curveball. The Chevy Colorado, the midsize pickup. I mean, this is a significant vehicle for the segment, which has been sort of quiet for a long time. And you know, to see something all new from Chevy there, it's a big deal.
And Mike from Tokyo?
I was going to say from LA, F-Type Coupe. I'm really looking forward to that. But from Tokyo, Nissan's going to have this blade glider concept, which is kind of inspired, I guess, by the Delta Wing Le Mans race car. It's got a narrow front track, theoretically, to reduce drag up front and make it more efficient. And it's a 3-seater, so there's a driver up here, and then 2 passengers back here, and the doors open all crazy. And the seat you can have when you want to get out, because you've got a long ways to go from here to get out of the car. The seat actually just moves over
When you open the door,
when
right?
you open the door.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And it's EV.
it's electric
Yeah.
and it's rear drive.
I'm interested to see
Yeah.
what they do with it. They're saying it's a preview of a production-based car, right?
That's what they're saying. I can't believe they're going to make a narrow front track production car or a 3-seater.
Well, they were talking a lot of smack. Andy Palmer was talking a lot of smack about the FRS and the BRZ, saying those are midlife crisis cars. So I don't know if this thing is what they're going to do in production to compete
That's
with
their
the FRS
response,
BRZ.
yeah.
But,
This is the next 240SX.
right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be kind of crazy. We'll see what they do.
All right, well, before we go, why don't we go back to Claire? Claire, what else, anything else for us?
Yeah, so we asked the same question. We asked what our fans were most excited about from the LA Auto Show, and the overwhelming response was the Subaru WRX. So I think that one's going to be big. Also, we'll be live next week from the LA Auto Show, fielding your questions. So be sure to follow us on Twitter, like us on Facebook, and subscribe to our YouTube channel. Thanks. See you guys next week.
Thanks, Claire. And yeah, we will be at the LA Auto Show next week, and Mike will be off in the land of the rising sun. So make sure to follow all of our coverage. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.